Stop scrolling right now because this message is not random. If you are watching this right now, it means something inside you is searching for answers, something inside you is tired, confused, and maybe even a little broken. You may not say it to anyone, but you feel it. You feel like you are trying your best, you are putting in effort, you are staying strong, but still things are not working the way you expected. And deep inside you start asking why. Why is nothing changing? Why does it feel like I am stuck? Why does it feel like no matter how much I try, I am still in the same place? But what if I told you that this is not failure? What if I told you that this is not the end? What if this is the moment where something important is happening, something that you cannot see, something that you cannot understand yet? What if this is the moment where you are being taught to trust completely? Trust is one of the most powerful things in life, but also one of the hardest things to develop. Because trust requires you to believe in something you cannot see. It requires you to stay calm when everything feels uncertain. It requires you to move forward without knowing what will happen next. And that is exactly what makes it difficult. Because as humans we want control. We want clarity. We want answers. We want to know what is going to happen. We want to feel secure. But life does not always work that way. Sometimes you are put in situations where you don't have answers. Where you don't have clarity. Where you don't know what is coming next. And in those moments you have two choices. You can either panic, doubt, and give up. Or you can trust. Trust that even though you don't see the path, it exists. Trust that even though you don't understand the situation, it has a purpose. Trust that even though things feel uncertain, they are working out. Right now you are being given that choice. And this phase you are in is pushing you towards trust. Because when everything is clear, you don't need faith. But when everything is unclear, that is when faith becomes powerful. Right now your faith is being built. Built through challenges. Built through waiting. Built through uncertainty. And even though it feels uncomfortable, it is necessary. Because the life you are moving towards will require strong faith. It will require a mindset that does not break easily. It will require a version of you that can stay calm even in difficult situations. And that is exactly what is being created right now. You may feel like nothing is happening. But something is happening. Inside you. Your patience is growing. Your mindset is changing. Your strength is increasing. And all of this is preparing you. Preparing you for something bigger. Something that requires a stronger version of you. So instead of seeing this phase as a problem, start seeing it as a lesson. A lesson that is teaching you something powerful. The ability to trust completely. Because once you learn how to trust even in uncertainty, nothing will be able to break you. No situation will shake you. No challenge will stop you. Because you will know that no matter what happens, things will work out. So don't fight this phase. Don't resist it. Embrace it. Learn from it. Grow through it. Because this is the moment that is transforming you. This is the moment that is making you stronger. This is the moment that is preparing you for what is coming. And what is coming will make all of this worth it. Let me ask you something honestly. How much of your stress, how much of your anxiety, how much of your overthinking comes from trying to control things that are not in your control? How many times have you tried to plan everything perfectly only for things to go differently? How many times have you tried to hold on tightly to something only to realize that it was slipping away? And what if the reason you feel so tired is because you are trying to control everything? Control feels safe. It feels like if you can control everything, then nothing will go wrong. But the truth is, control is an illusion. You cannot control everything. You cannot control people. You cannot control outcomes. You cannot control every situation. And when you try to do that, you create stress. You create pressure. You create anxiety. Because you are trying to do something that is not possible. Right now you may be holding on to things tightly. Trying to make them work. Trying to fix everything. Trying to plan every step. But what if the answer is not to hold on tighter? What if the answer is to let go? Let go of the need to control everything. Let go of the need to know everything. Let go of the need to force things. Because when you let go, something powerful happens. You find peace. Not because everything is perfect, but because you stop fighting what you cannot control. You stop stressing about things you cannot change. You stop overthinking every situation. And you start trusting. Trusting that things will work out. Trusting that life is moving in the right direction. Trusting that what is meant for you will come. And that trust brings peace. Right now you may feel like letting go is difficult. You may feel like if you let go everything will fall apart. But what if the opposite is true? What if holding on is what is creating the pain? What if letting go is what will bring peace? Because when you let go you allow things to flow. You allow life to move naturally. You allow things to align the way they are meant to. And that is when everything starts to change. So stop trying to control everything. Stop trying to force everything. And start trusting. Because peace does not come from control. It comes from trust. Have you ever felt like your prayers are not being heard, like you are speaking but there is no response, like you are asking but there is no answer, and in that silence you start to feel alone, you start to feel like maybe no one is listening, maybe nothing is happening? But what if silence does not mean absence? What if silence is actually a sign that something is happening? Silence can be confusing, because we expect answers. We expect signs. We expect something clear. But sometimes instead of answers you get silence. And that silence makes you doubt. It makes you question. It makes you feel like nothing is happening. But silence is not empty. Silence is full of meaning. It is a phase where things are being prepared. Where things are being arranged. Where things are being aligned. Even if you cannot see it. Even if you cannot hear it. Something is happening. Right now you may feel like nothing is changing. But that does not mean nothing is happening. It just means it is happening quietly. In a way that you cannot see yet. Think about how many things in life happen silently. Growth happens silently. Healing happens silently. Change happens silently. And most of the time you don't notice it until later. The same is happening right now. Something is being prepared. Something is being built. Something is being arranged. And one day it will become visible. One day you will see the results. One day everything will make sense. But until that day comes you have to trust. Trust the silence. Trust the process. Trust that even when you don't see anything something is happening. Because it is. Silence is not your enemy. It is part of your journey. A journey that is leading you to something better. If you are feeling impatient right now, if you are feeling like things are taking too long, if you are wondering when will everything finally work out, then listen carefully, because this might change the way you see your life. What if everything in your life is already on time? What if nothing is late? What if everything is happening exactly when it is supposed to? Timing is something we struggle with. We want things now. We want results quickly. We want progress immediately. But life does not always follow our timing. It follows a timing that we may not understand. Right now you may feel like you are behind. Like things are not happening fast enough. Like your life is not moving the way you expected. But that does not mean you are late. It just means you are on a different timeline. A timeline that is right for you. Because everything in your life has a time. A time to grow. A time to learn. A time to wait. A time to receive. And when the time is right everything will fall into place. Not before. Not after. But exactly at the right moment. So instead of rushing. Instead of comparing. Instead of stressing. Start trusting the timing. Because what is meant for you will come. At the right time. In the right way. And when it does it will feel right. It will feel natural. It will feel worth it. Because everything you went through was preparing you for that moment. So be patient. Stay strong. Keep going. Because everything will fall into place. And when it does you will realize that nothing was ever late. Everything was right on time.